Hello my friends, I'm going to show you how I just finished this drum, and if you already have a drum and you need to replace the drum head, you can watch this video and see how to change a drum head. This is strung the way a djembe drum would be constructed. So if you need to change the head on a djembe, you can follow this. Now, this is the outside of the skin. This is going to be the playing surface. Okay, now this hoop will be the pressure hoop that'll come down and hold it together. Okay, then on the bottom, this is going to be the lower hoop. Now again, let me remind you that there is equal number of tie points as there is on the top hoop or the crown. Okay, so I'm going to set this on top like that. What I'm going to do next is to take some string and I will tie these together. This is a temporary hold. You could maybe take bungee straps and use bungee to do it. These will be removed. You need to have at least 3 of these on there. I may do 4. And this is to help hold while you're doing the lacing. If you didn't have this, it would keep slipping on you. Okay. And then we'll just come straight above and tie and do the 3 of them that way. That should do it. Okay, I have the top of the drum centered on the hoop, and now we need to begin this interlacing, and we need to have this unraveled. So how much do we need? Each loop you go through 2 times. So right there we need 30 times this dimension. We're going to start right here. What you want to do is make a loop and tie a knot. This will be the start. Okay. That's going to go in there. Now we have this 30 loop, which it's about 30 feet. Or I'm sorry, it's about 60 feet. Now I have to pull this through every one of these. So let me go to the edge of the table. Okay, I have both ends, and what I'm going to do is start with this end, push down, and I'm going to hold on to the end because I got 60 feet. I have to pull through here. Now we come up, go through the first one. This is actually the bottom. I'm still holding on to that tag end. Okay, now you cannot pull this tight as of yet. So then each loop that you have here, each eyelet, you're going to go through it 2 times. This cord will go through twice. Through that one, and then it comes up through the one next to it. And again, I'm holding on to that tag end. Okay, now this one, where it's coming through the one, you come up through that and then down through the one next to it. Like that. Then feed your cord through that again. Get all the twists out. Okay, now down on the bottom, you see where it's coming through this one loop? Go down through that loop and then up through the loop that's adjacent to it. Okay, coming up now, where this one is coming down through, we come up beside it through that, so there's two cords going through that loop, then down through the loop that's next to it. Okay, now I have to go all the way around the perimeter, and when I get near the end, I'll show you what you do. Okay, here we're coming to the very last one. Okay, so we came up through this one. Now we got to go down through right at the beginning here. So each one now has two cords running through it. And then here's where we started with the eyelet. So we loop into this eyelet. Start. And then we're going to tie this off. This is only temporary. Now what I have to do is go around and tighten every cord starting from this beginning here. So what you do then, you don't want this to be sliding, so I clip a small clamp on it. Use a piece or a vice grip. Okay, that'll keep it from wanting to pull through. Okay, so now we just start at this one, start pulling, and you'll see how you start getting slack as it's tightening, and you don't want to have this all in one time. You want to go around a few different times and take it up gradually. Okay, so I'm going to work all the way around this way. Each time you do this, you're gaining a little bit more slack or rope. And again, we'll tie that off so that we can go and tighten again. Okay, at this point I can get rid of these strings. And I'm checking to see that it is supported. Everything looks fine. It should have another inch, and then I wouldn't have had any problem. Okay, now we'll keep tightening that. And also, when the skin dries, it shrinks, so it will even make it even tighter. Okay, Going to go around a second time. So we tighten this again, and we start from here. We're back to the start, and we take up what we had just gained. And you can see we gained about 6 feet. When you're doing this, you want to make sure that the whole piece doesn't canter or start tipping off. So let's do it again. As you get tighter and tighter and you need to pull harder, what I do then, I have a piece of bamboo, make a couple loops like that. And I have a handle, and it gives me leverage. And what I'm doing is, right now I'm pulling up against the drum head. A couple loops like that. The other thing that you can do, since you don't want to lose the slack, is you can lock it in here. And shift the clamp. When you get to the end, then all that you need to do is a slip knot or two, or a half hitch. This is a half hitch. Snug that up, and then this cord you can just wrap around. You want to save this in case for tuning, and you can just tie this off. Couple half hitches will hold it, and there you go. Still wet. When it dries, it'll be even tighter. Okay, that drum head that I just put on, I wasn't happy with it, so what I did is I took it off, and to take it off I loosened up all the cords, and you can see here I put all that slack. I had over 6 feet. I put it all back into the webbing, or the lacing, and this is saving me from having to restring the entire drum. Now if you have to change a drum head, you don't have to unlace the entire head. You can just loosen it up like I did here. Now to get this drum head in here, what you want to do then is feed this in, and it's a little bit of wrestling. You know, I got it out, so it should go back in. And we just nudge it and coax it, and then reposition. Now I'm going to retighten everything the way we did before. Now what I'm doing at this moment is I'm feeling to center that lower hoop, so that it'll come down evenly all the way around. Okay, now let me tighten this up. the way I did the first time, and I'll show you how it turned out. Here I went around twice already, just snugging by hand. Now I'm going to start putting some torque on it, and I'm observing which edge is higher and lower. This is a little bit lower than over here, so I'll put more tension on this side as I'm tightening it. Well, it took me about 45 minutes to restring or to retighten everything. Now it can be trimmed, and it's still wet, but it's going to shrink more overnight and tighten up. So now when you trim this, you want to use scissors. Don't use your X-Acto knife or a blade. That takes too much chance of nicking the drum head. And if you nick the drum head, it's going to ruin it. Best to trim that off while it's still wet. It'll cut easier. Oh, we'll let it dry and see if it needs tuned in the morning. Thanks for watching, my friends. Bye-bye.